All right. Hello. Welcome everyone back to the Hex Happy Hour Show, Cabana's Hangover stream. We have
a couple
Motley Investor. We have Big Kirk ordering room service just out here.
Snapper.
Nice.
Let's listen to what he's ordering.
3321. Yes. I'd like to just do 2 cafe con leches.
Excellent choice.
Cold pressed orange juice.
Ooh.
And snapper some shit.
All right. Hey, Crypto Vince.
You can do almond milk. Would be great.
How you doing?
Doing all right.
All right. Yes. Gotta have the almond milk. So yeah. Yes, we on Finbear. What is up, everybody? Glad to be back in studio. Well, not really. I prefer the beaches where someone might be and we'll be sharing a view, perhaps.
Yes,
so,
one step at a time, gentlemen.
Yeah.
First,
Nice.
We're also going to have GymRatCrypto on. He wants to talk, it's his first time on this stream, maybe on any stream, I'm not sure, but he's around the Mid-Atlantic region where Motley and I are, and he just wanted to talk some game theory or ask questions, really, and bounce them off of us and chat and anything
Cool.
you guys share in chat too. Benny Bills would like some wings, Big K. So.
Oh man, I actually just ordered my daughter 2 sets of wings, so I feel
Nice.
What's up,
welcome.
Piston?
Everyone to the beach.
Wow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh yeah. So here, let me give you the full-on spread here. Oh yeah, beach life. The guy's not here now, but there's a guy who will rearrange your chairs for you on a Segway. It's fantastic. Yeah, that's from a beach view. There's awesome rock breaks, so you can bring your kids out there. There's like no waves at all. There's a pool right down below. It's a lovely position to be in. Highly recommend.
Well, outstanding.
Awesome.
Thank you for sharing. And
of course.
I love a nice little beach backdrop. Yours blew mine away. So
Oh yeah.
Yours
like
are
you have
lovely as well.
You have a hotel like Wi-Fi, so that's awesome.
I got a mental image of a guy like driving by on the Segway, just like ripping chairs and just slinging them.
So let's see. What do I have? I don't have much because I just got back from traveling. So I told the guys in the green room I was going to heavily rely on their input for show material. And like I said, we'll have GymRatCrypto in here in 20 minutes or so. So I think everybody, I was streaming like once a week. So everybody saw those. What else happened? Met Big Pep.
Yeah, the Hurricane Pep party was great. That was great.
That was too cool, man. He's such a good dude, and we got along swimmingly. So it was good. We pre-gamed the game 5, and it was a few miles from there. So he's close to that area, and we just had Stella after Stella after Stella, and before you know it, it was time to go to the game. And then my Uber got screwed up, so I learned that Big Pep is a VIP Uber driver. Not really, but he knew the ins and outs of downtown Tampa, and literally just dropped me off at the door at the arena. You couldn't beat it. So it was awesome. Great to talk to him. We can't wait to get together again. Like I said, I got family down there, and I'd like to go down as much as possible. But yeah, just cool dude. And what else is new? Oh boy, we have a Twitch raid. So thank you all over there. What's up?
DJ Crypto.
What's up?
Oh yeah,
DJ
Cryptomatic was doing
DJ
a set before.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
All right. See, this is how out of the loop I am. Thank you, DJ Cryptomatic. I'm just like, as we speak, like going through my feed and trying to at least, catch some stuff up. Did Richard have another live stream today?
Yes,
or
I did actually in the morning. Yeah.
That's kind of big thing. It's just all the streams Richard's been on lately.
Yeah.
It's kind of different change of pace than what he's usually done.
Yeah,
it reminds you a lot of the series of streams he did just prior to and just after the Hex launch. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I was about to say.
4 more weeks.
I think this shit's gonna be like 4 more days, man. I think we're
Yeah.
Oh,
you know.
okay.
So let's see. 4 more weeks came out to 2 years or additional years. So 4 more days should come out to what?
Like 2 months.
Do the math for me,
months,
Big
yeah.
K.
Yeah, a couple months. We're already fully through most of that time. So I'm starting to really feel the anxiety every time Richard calls, Telegram message comes through. I'm like,
Yeah, every time you got to rush to it just to make sure.
Yeah, especially being out here at the beach, just like everyone's enjoying themselves, and I hear like a bing, and I'm like, shit, I'm not.
Yeah, he needs to start so he can enjoy our vacations. Come on.
I'm telling you what. I don't know,
on his short live stream, I commented in the chat because I think that's when Motley was at King's Dominion, and I was like, I bet you Motley's like on a roller coaster trying to like read the comments and watch the stream and headphones and stuff like that. So, what's up, Balo? So yeah, lots of sports to talk about in chat. I mean, thank you, Piston. That was awesome. Oh yeah, I guess I should say that I was there for Game 5. They actually won the cup. Bolts won.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got to see like a lifelong bucket list goal.
That's cool.
Checked off the list, man. I got to see a team that I just love watching hoist the Stanley Cup like in person. Didn't get to do it for the Caps because they were out in Vegas when they won theirs. Of course, they had the parade here, but
they had the parade. That was pretty sick.
It was just mad vibes that night in the Motley Arena. It was. I'll never forget it. It was awesome. What else we got? Oh, we got Euro final. So we have, what is it, Italy and England?
Oh,
so we got a bunch of our.
My dad's like, he's from England. He's like super. I mean, let me tell you, the England vibes that are out there right now are full force, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Italy also has sucked for a minute and it's come back super hard this year. So like, it's tough for me. I mean, both great teams. It will be a great game. I'm excited for everybody.
Yeah, and I watched a lot of Premier League. I'm a Chelsea fan, so I think Mason Mount's on the team, and I mean all the European guys are spread out for their countries in the tournament. But I am a fan of England and have been pulling for them. Again, apologies, DJ Cryptomatic, for taking out Germany. But we got a UFC preview coming up. We'll do that at the end of the show. Stylus, guessing Motley looked over the card. I think there's a couple big fights.
I'm doing it now, actually. I know the big fights. I don't know some of the smaller ones.
Yep. Oh, we got a Tottenham fan. Archie's a Tottenham fan. That's awesome.
Nice, Archie.
Yeah, Ball is wanting it. So that's awesome. England have already won. I don't know, man. Italy's pretty good. They beat Spain.
But I mean, Italy looks like I said, they look very well put together this year for first time in a minute. So, I mean, they'll be a tough competitor for England, even though it feels like they're really the charge is on for them,
Yeah. Yeah, so what else? Oh, yeah, so Richard also did the BitBoy show the other day.
It's strange watching them, we've seen enough of these interviews now to know who people are and how they act. To see people changing their tune is funny.
Yeah, and I mean, what really annoyed me was at the very end with the Altcoin Daily guy. He's like, I have my 3 questions.
That dude's a prick.
He's like,
I mean,
I would like to have a beer with Richard, but where did the ETH go?
No, I mean, he's
what a bitch.
He's doing this framing thing where he has arguments or other people have arguments, but instead of claiming those, because he knows those have holes. He knows all 3 of those points that he brought up have serious plot holes that don't. You're like, that's not actually how it works. So instead of owning those and like being like,
yeah,
doubles
he
down.
shifts them onto other people, and then
No, he just
He's
doubles
like,
down
yo,
on it.
this is
Yeah.
what the other crypto people believe, and I'm just
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to be some sort of
Yeah.
fucking middleman liaison bullshit. Like,
I'm not saying that.
It's not me.
No, I'm saying
these
DMB
people are saying
other
that.
people.
in the comment.
Yeah.
Someone I talked to, this guy I
Fucking
know,
idiot.
you're like, man, I mean, and that's the kind of stuff that's like, man, if you have a real concern or like can't parlay that stuff yourself in your head, then sure, ask the question, but like own it and be real about it. I don't understand this. Why is this like this?
Yeah, fat chance of that
Couldn't have said
happening
it
with
better.
that guy.
What's up, Wales? Wales is in the chat.
I mean, whatever. Richard still
Wales.
won at the end, so it's all good.
Yeah.
He won the meaningless debate.
Seeing Wales in chat reminds me, I am 95% sure that I am doing a special live stream on Wednesday with old contact of mine. I've known him for 15 plus years. He's actually in the hedge fund game. He writes an investment newsletter. He got in early on Bitcoin, got in early on Apple, Tesla, Google. The guy is very smart and he invests for the long term. So I'm trying to put something
Needs some
together.
help with Hex, though, evidently.
Yes, he does need help with Hex. I'm not going to spoil it, here, but yeah, that's part of the idea of having a conversation. I invited him on, and for a chat, and he was like, "Yeah, I can do an hour. I'd love to be on, and we'll have a couple of Hexkins on for that. Just perhaps with some expertise in an individual area or something. But yeah, I think it's like a real live hedge fund guy on a Hex stream. So I think it'll be great to actually get a feel for the questions that somebody like that asks.
Is he legally allowed to give financial advice? Is that how that works? We'll be the first one to be saying this is financial advice.
Yeah, he'll probably do that in his newsletter though. So or his weekly updates and whatnot. So, but cool thing about that, his investing newsletter and philosophy is he looks out for like a 10 to 30 year time horizon. Like he is a long-term investor, and I'm like, pitching him Hex, and and I'm like, what better product in crypto than Hex? And I think
I mean, splitting the difference at 15.2 years is just fine, man. That's great. It's pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
It's like 2 full Hex staking cycles.
Yeah.
What's his hang up about crypto? Tease. Okay. I think one of the main obvious ones, I think, and it's not like to us because we know him, but it's Richard's if you classic example, if you Google Hex, is a Hex a scam or something like that, you'll see like just a couple things that pop up, and it'd be like, that nobody involved with the product first glance is like, oh well, this seems like it must be a scam or something like that, or like just the stigma that Richard can carry with people who don't know or are not familiar with him. So I think that's like one of the hangups, just he's seen a couple of interviews and, I guess didn't, had questions about, the style, tactics, what involved with crypto. So that's one. I think there are a few, and we're going to get into them. I don't have the full list yet, Bala. That's what I'm going to try to put together, and that way we can all have a good set of talking points for the conversation. So
send them the last live stream. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of it, but I mean, it's probably more politically correct and what your friend would like more.
Yeah,
it's pretty much how Richard carried himself on the last one.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a really cool, probably a highly viewed stream. So I'm hoping we all bring our nice game. He's a terrific guy. Like I said, I've known him, digitally and, through video for 15, 20 years now. So he is a stand-up, rock solid dude, great family man. And once I get everything set up, I'll do the link and shout it out on Twitter, and we'll plaster it everywhere either this weekend or early next week. So that's my breaking news. All right, y'all take over the stream because I'm tired. No.
Oh, is that how that works?
But we do have GymRatCrypto coming on here probably a little bit too. So waiting for that. Nice glasses, Kirk.
Nice cross shot. Too.
Oh, rug pull.
Yeah.
Yeah, and good point by Piston. Even Buffett was slow on tech stocks. This is true. People invest when they are ready. And he's not like anti-crypto either. Like he legit, I think, I forget the price point. I want to say he loaded up on Bitcoin at like $100. It wasn't anything like, Richard at like, cents. But at the same time, he owns a few cryptos. I won't talk his book. I'll let him do that if he wishes to share it. But it's kind of just like the basic stuff. So when I bring up other coins to him, that's why he has questions, because if it's Bitcoin or ETH or something like that, we all know those, but he does have an analyst or two. I don't even know if he has one for stocks, one for crypto, but they do dives into this stuff. So can't wait to have that conversation. So what's Big Kirk? Okay, hold on. We lost you, and now we're going to find you. I think.
Oh,
this is
Hi there.
This is an interesting
hello.
Are you okay?
It's a new one.
Did the beach get?
No,
Okay.
Beach
I'm
cut.
just doing some work.
Gotcha. I understand.
Wow.
Anything new or exciting there?
I bought the dip today.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I was talking Kirk's flowers, but
Yeah, I know.
The sugar stand. It's very nice.
oh,
It's
you
very
did buy
nice.
the dip today? What did we get down to? I haven't even. looked at
I
this.
think it actually wicked all the way down to 7 cents. It was like a full cent
It
wick
was
down.
crazy. That wick was giant.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
I'm so
it
pissed that I
disappeared
missed the
before-
wick.
Yeah, I heard you tweeting about missing the wick, and that was all that I knew. That was how fast it went. I was like, oh, there was a dip. Ah, damn, it's gone. Already.
I had a limit order set that hit, and then
Nice.
even then I ran to my computer as soon as I got the whale bot alert and like ripped that sucker open and bought some more. And literally after the time I got done the buy, like maybe a minute or two later, we were right back to where we were before, which is absolutely insane.
That's crazy. It's insane.
So much for a lack of
$2
liquidity.
million buy. Yeah, to sell. That ate up like so fast.
Yes, Wales. This is a new segment on the show that you just named. Big J's with Big K.
Days with
Big J's with Big K. I love it. I love it.
Wales is seeing if he can pick up any pointers.
Well, I was talking about the other week when we were here, when I was in Europe a long time ago. Somebody taught me how to, there's this like the sticky side up. You normally roll it like this, but somebody showed me how you can take it and put sticky side down and roll it like this, backwards, and then you stick it right there, right? So this whole side thing here, you just light it on fire and it goes and disappears, and it's like the thinnest, you get the least amount of paper you could possibly get in a joint. It's insanely hard to roll. It's like backwards rolling, but it's impressive, And if you do it right, when you light it on fire, it's like when you light your sock on fire and it goes all over your sock out of the dryer.
I love the sound effects.
Yeah, it's very similar. It's very similar, but like
party tricks with Big K.
Oh yeah,
It's Big J's with Big K. Come on,
Big J's with Big K.
Yeah.
So I'm of course a big fan of having a nice little filter too, because I don't like to waste. I'm not a wasteful guy. And also, paper is just I try and get as little of this paper as possible.
Can we also get a translation for Unwrecked? So, good morning, Unwrecked. Great to have you on.
Somebody needs to translate him to me. I never can understand what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I think he's got a girl that's laying on his arm and he can't get away or something.
Oh,
perfect.
gotcha.
I mean, I feel like that's his MO.
I could be completely wrong, but that would be my guess.
Hex has given him the freedom to tag who's all around that entire continent. It's fantastic. He is just raking them in.
Yeah.
I think Unrec gets lucky plenty. I don't even think you have to call it luck anymore. He has pull
on the regular.
So, yeah,
just another notch in the bedpost.
We have a fan of your laugh, Motley. So.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Identity Block has clarified that Puerto Ricans roll blunts, not J's. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, I'm by definition a gringo Puerto Rican. Yeah. I mean, ID says one thing, but the reality says another.
Bala, I hope he is not, and I can almost guarantee he is not. So we're good there.
That's good. He might not come on a Wednesday.
I think we're good, guys.
Trollop,
we're good.
Slang for lady friend. Okay. Thank you. All right. Now we're caught up.
That was a nice thumbnail you put out. I meant to ask, did you actually go to that billboard, or was that just a really good Photoshop job?
It was actually me in person a few hours ago.
Ah.
Oh, did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shoot. I didn't.
I found it. So when Richard,
did you put it up on stream?
Yeah, this is the billboard thumbnail that Vince was referring to. But when Richard tweeted out, I guess whoever posted that photo also did a geotag and pinned it.
That's awesome.
So I, of course, went and maps. I'm like, well, shit, I'm driving right by there on Friday, and did the satellite view, and I'm like, okay, and then I found something near it, put the address into my app, and then tracked it down.
Where's it at? Where's it off of?
It's Colonial Heights, right off southbound 95.
Yep, I know exactly where it is.
Yeah, southbound 95. It's a little hidden because I think it's like right after an overpass. So we could up our location game, but it's awesome, man. I mean, and there was like this access road that was blocked off, and we have the pictures that have been posted. I was like, I want to get a good quality thing of this, so I haven't posted it yet. I'll post it probably on Twitter and my Cabana Insta. But
nice.
Yeah, I just like went around the fence that was there and did all sorts of. I did a selfie. I did like a good,
Awesome.
Official shot that can be shared around. That's higher quality. So yeah, it's cool, man. Just seeing that like in real life.
Yeah.
So cool. And especially like, I was on vacation, but I did like 4 streams and met another Hexican, and it was so cool, and saw the billboard in person. So, yes, the view is
pretty
great.
awesome. Yeah, man, that's fucking awesome. I mean, nothing like doing work on vacation. It's actually a pleasure. I mean, that's all great. It's all great.
That's the way to go, man. You're getting a lot of positive feedback on your vacation, by the way.
Well, good. I'm glad everyone's enjoying this. Like I said, everyone's enjoying the view. Feel free to come on down to Dorado, or this is, like I said, the Ritz here, or anywhere else. We were supposed to be in Rincon this week. I was going to stream from there, but like I said, the place that we had rented was disabled due to the tropical storm that came by. So we ended up here in Dorado Beach instead. And as you can all see, it's a fantastic view. It's a memorable place. The restaurants are lovely. The people are fantastic. Can't complain with anything out here.
Nice. Yeah, Archie, it does look like a green screen, but it's real.
It does. It's real.
Yeah,
That's
I'm coming to hang out with you in the next couple months for sure.
I can't wait, dude. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Nice.
Remember Motley, I might be down there then. So.
Yeah,
Took a pass past
definitely.
they've got a set of helipads over here in the Dorado Beach Ritz spot. I figure we can take a helicopter up, maybe shoot some guns off.
Shoot some guns again.
Children wants to know, didn't a volcano erupt a couple weeks back in Rincon?
I don't know about in Rincon. It was on a different island that a volcano did erupt, and I mean, it spewed a shit ton of ash. It didn't spew so much that it fucked up shit around here at all. But my buddy who lives in St. Lucia, he said that there was ash that came down into their fucking onto their place. Like, I mean, it rained down from quite a while, and then, like, the sky was pretty dark from his spot for a little while as well. But that's a few hundred miles further southeast of where we're
Puerto
at.
Puerto Rico's got those Pompeii vibes going right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So since
I don't know of any active volcanoes that are here, but I know, like I said, Saint Lucia has one. Another one of those, one St. Croix or something. There's a few of them down there, but I don't think any of them are nearby here.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And while we are in this segment, Big J's with Big K, we also have a couple user chat participant questions and comments. DJ Cryptomatic says, "Is that Big K's place?"
No,
yeah,
it's just
he owns the Ritz.
Yeah, no, it's just room 3321 at the Ritz, man. Nothing fancy. Although I will say, if like I didn't have a bunch of all the kids and we're getting ready for a dinner and they're sleeping or changing and shit. Otherwise, I'd take you through a little walkthrough. There is a badass king bedroom on the one side with this porch that goes all the way out to it. There's another queen on the other side. I can almost see around this. Like, there's another porch. Let me lean out like that. There you go. You can see the other porch around the corner there. It goes to another spot as well. And then there's a den, or we call it the kids' movie room. It's on here too. I mean, it's like a 2,200 square foot condo here. I'll give you the walkthrough since I'm on the big screen, since I'm on the big chat. So yeah, here's these nice fancy doors here, luxurious Bose sound system throughout. Children playing happily. Lovely. If you're looking for appliances, if you're looking for fancy, nice appliances, you can basically tell how nice of a place you're in if they have this. Where is it? Wolf. These Wolf appliances, this microwave, this oven here, this whole range up here, all very, very impressive pieces of machinery here. You also know you're somewhere nice when they've got the dishwasher that just like, is that a cabinet? No, that's a dishwasher. Yeah, fantastic. I mean, it's the little things that matter. It's the little things that matter. What else do we have here? We also have I'm going to take you through the den here. This is the den, a children's den. It's just another sitting room off of like I said, they're getting ready in the bedroom. And then, you gotta have the laundry room as well, too. You have a stackable washer dryer. This door. Who doesn't love a nice big door like this? Which makes me feel like we should take a little stroll here, take a little stroll around the premises. So here we are outside of the condo now. Now we're like where the regular people can go. We're good on the stairs again, like the regular people. There's an elevator, but we're in the interest of brevity here. So yeah, these are the units. There's plenty. There's a whole nother set of them down that way. All the bikes you can handle. You got to have those things, of course. Oh, that's right. We plugged in. So you can park in the parking spaces over here. But, sometimes you need to charge your golf cart, Sometimes it's super important, So you got to have these facilities over here, the golf cart parking lot. Super important. I mean, you don't want to get on a wet golf cart, that's for sure. Or a dead golf cart. So we're going to go over to ours over here. Make sure pop that plug so I don't look like a fool when I try and get on here. And then we'll go for a little stroll around the town. All right, here we go, boys. Okay. Why don't we try? We do a little bit of this here. So, coming outside of your luxurious penthouse suite area is the Livingston Lakes here. Egrets walking and fine birds across the way. Lovely facilities here. Lovely facilities. As you can see, there's more of all the kinds. And if you want, we can just there's a golf cart, man. We can just take off and go to this if we want. We'll go back. Get it back onto the main road. You'll see where we can see up in the front land. So yeah, this is big J's and big K's. I'm big.
I think we lost him.
Rug pull.
He got outside.
Did he drive
the
into
signal.
the lake?
I'm good.
Okay, here we go. All right.
I'm good. Everything's good. We're still cruising here. You don't have to put me on the big screen unless you want to. All right, let's keep it cruising. Let's keep it cruising. So yeah, there's a lot of ground to cover here. We're on like 1/4 of the property here. We're cruising past more of these fancy facilities up there. They actually get larger as we go. But you don't get the golf cart with the ones that are closer. So it's like, I mean, I kind of like the golf cart myself. I like to be, mobile. There's the visitor center, the guest entrance center. They have fantastic. I would go with the mango popsicles that they offer you 24 hours a day, 365 days, just constant. If you want mango, coconut, or I can't remember what the other one is. Passion fruit? Guava. They're all really, really nice popsicles. Big fan. Also, here's Spa Botanica. It's a lovely spa area. Look at this tree. This is a super amazing tree. Yeah. These. I'm not saying you can't steal some golf carts out here. You definitely could, but they do have, which I'm very impressed with, because like when we do festivals, they usually have like a bike lock or something. But here they have like this little button pressy thing, so it's actually electronic, lock on your golf cart. So, very nice. So yeah, we're cruising around the tree here, taking our way up to Spa Botanica. There's no parking here for my golf cart, but figured I'd just show y'all. It's like, it looks like the Sword in the Stone or something in there. There's like all that in there is all like, it's crazy. I'll take a walk through real quick. It's like dead. They're all dried flowers. Everything here is like incredibly awesome dried flowers. I mean, so much of it, like everywhere. Like there's some Voldemort, Hogwarts kind of style stuff going on here. Super cool. Like I said, dried flowers of all the varieties you can like. And if you want to smell them, if you want to take a little. I just got to do that to me. There we go. I'm going to take a little sniff here. They got a little case. And you open it up and you say, oh, let's see what we got in here. What is this? A little sea salt. Sea salt. That's nice. A little Himalayan. There's a little lavender here. Very fragrant. It's all sorts of herbs, spices, lovely. And then if you're actually coming to be massaged and all the rest, there's fantastic lake out there. There's this awesome like what is it, like a Zen garden you can walk through. We walked through last night. It was pretty creepy in the middle of the night. They have a lot of those little tiny pineapples, the mini pineapples that they like usually in flower bouquets and stuff. There's tons of them out there. It's super awesome. Anyways, back to the cart. Let's do it sideways so we get a better view here. There we go. Cruising back down around the tree. Yes. I'll give you all of the front of where all the restaurants are, and then we'll. It's like, I think it's like a little like worker house over here. Super cool. This place is like Disney World meets Jurassic Park. It's as lush as you can possibly get. But while you feel like you're pretty much alone everywhere you go, you really actually know you're not. There's somebody fucking paying attention to basically every move you make around here. But you can really, you can see the city bandana whipping the wind and get these things moving. Sorry. And then as we pull up here, sorry man, that was a little quick. That guy was moving very fast on his bike there. Although I was moving pretty quick on the golf cart too. So yeah, here's the beginnings of where the main restaurants are. There's a sushi place that we went to last night, Positivo, that was amazing. There's another little Puerto Rican style Michelin star kind of place here. Here's where your golf cart parking is. Here's where your bicycle pickup is. You know, the valet guy is right on the other side of this wall. So if you need to get out of here quick, you can tell him to bring your actual car around. You know, I have to back up here. It's my least favorite thing to do, backing up in a golf cart. Okay, we're good now. Here we go. Let's get out of here. Take it back to the condo. So, and then we can resume the happy hour. I'll get back to my beverage. You know, we can talk about HEX and stuff. I should have brought the daily with me, Cookie Boys. I was thinking about it, but like, I mean, you know, it's my first time hanging out here in Dorado. I've come to a bunch of the restaurants here, but I thought, you know, there's only one Dorado Beach, you know, Ritz resort here, so I'm trying to not be a total, you know, trying to push my weight around too hard. It's the first time I'm here, you know, one step at a time. But I'm not opposed to it. I'm all about it. What do the condos go for? Okay, it depends on the time of the year and everything else. Like so there's like straight up rooms at the Ritz, and then there's these condos here that are like quadplex condos. So there's like 4 units, and like I said, they don't get golf carts. There's no golf cart spot for them. And then there's like 6plex condos that are the further ones out there, and I mean the 6plex condos, you know, come between, depending on who you're renting from or whatever, because some people own them. They're like $400 to $5,500 a night. The mid-level ones go for like 22 to 4 a night, and the regular just straight hotel rooms, I think the cheapest that I've seen them going for is $1,300 in off season. But mostly like around 19 to, now that everybody's out here partying because COVID's slowly starting to fuck off, is like $2,400 a night. So like that's, you know, so somewhere around there for just a hotel room. I mean, there's no shortage of pampering here. So yeah, if you're looking for top-notch accommodations, I actually don't know if there are any places that I can find accommodations, you know, more pricey than that in such high numbers. I mean, like I said, Hilton Head Island is another place that comes pretty close to me as far as like TPC. Jacksonville also, you know, when you're out there in Ponte Vedra is another place that's pretty close to like as stellar accommodations. But these are some of the best. I mean, I'm sure there's places like, you know, there's some spots in Dubai and places in LA that I haven't been yet. Give the happy hour some time. But this is some of the toppest stuff that I've like I said, I've been to some other nice ones. This is pretty close. Tricky one. The sign's kind of like tucked away here. It's hard to see it. Passed by it a couple times. Nonetheless, just parking the straight golf cart parking, no worries. It's like we got a dinner reservation at 6 tonight, so you know. This has been super fun with y'all, but eventually, what do we got here? I got about another 10 minutes with y'all, so feel free to bring the rest of the crew back.
Nice Word. Ride. Thanks for that, man.
Yeah.
That was absolutely beautiful.
It's incredible out here. Like I said, it's something out of a dream. It's super nice. I mean, I've been to a lot of nice and shitty places out there, and this rivals the best of them. Awesome. Yeah, anyways, hope everyone enjoyed that little walk through expensive lane.
Hell yeah. That was dope. Yeah. Well, we do have our guest in the green room. We're going to bring him on.
Okay.
GymRat, what's up, man?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
What's up, bro?
What's going on? So
this is my first time interacting with anyone on a StreamYard, by the way.
I see you dressed for the occasion.
Yeah. I dress like this every day, all day.
It's marketing, man. Branding.
I mean, so exactly. You see me.
I won't even pop the guns out. I won't pop the guns.
Yeah. I mean,
My
you're known
life.
for being one of the most shredded Hexicans, so you got to rock it.
No, I'm the most shredded Hexican until someone steps to the plate.
Damn.
Until someone shows a body shot, I'm the most shredded.
There you go.
What's up,
Yeah.
guys? How you doing?
Good, man. Good.
Oh, not too bad at all, man. So just this whole thing started with you coming on just on Twitter, like a casual comment and conversation. You said you had, some topics or questions to throw out there involving game theory.
Brain.
Yeah. So, where you want to start, man? And if you do that, I might just grab a bite to eat because I haven't eaten in like 24 hours. So
go ahead. If I could talk for 5 minutes, I can get my point across probably.
Do it.
So I'm like your classic case new to Hex. Maybe not, whatever. Like I heard about Hex from Wasabi and Dollar Cost, like right when it was like people were starting to catch on. But I was like 25. That was a year and a half ago. So I was just didn't know what I was doing yet. You can't get into that stuff until you really like have some level of depth, at least a little. And they were saying Hex, and then like other guys were like scam. So I was just like, whatever. Like, like some things you just let go. And I didn't have any money. And then I put like 5,000 into Bitcoin at like when it was like 5.5K. That was all the money I had at the time. It was a COVID dip. Because of Charlie from Cultivate Crypto, he was like, just do it. It's probably a good idea. And you're single. So I did it. And then I made like 50 grand. So I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna start learning. Like, right. That just sprung my learning on like that. I was just like, okay, now I have wiggle room. I can learn because I wanted to have stake if I was going to learn, you know how it goes. And then of course, like any smart person, you find Hex quick. Like when you start digging, if you're a smart guy, if you're a savvy dude, if you know how to make money, if you're like that kind of guy, you'll find Hex kind of quick because it was, people say, oh my God, like the onboarding's hard. No, it just takes knowledge. Like it's just, you have to be a smart person to want to even delve into that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I saw it right away and it made all the sense in the world. Just, obviously I don't know what the fuck's going to happen, but it made sense. It was 2 cents. And actually I've been in the background this whole time. Obviously I'm not interacting. I never had a Twitter until just like a few months ago.
Yep.
But you were on a stream, Motley, with Wasabi probably, Moon Gang probably.
Yeah.
And you were like, it's at 2 cents, dude. You were like, not to me, but just to the group. And you were like, it's at 2 cents. Like, I don't know, but I would like, it seems like the last time to really, but I don't know why you were saying, right. And you said something of those lines.
That might have been the night we did the Knights of the Crypto show, and then Richard made the announcement that the sacrifice phase was like taking place within like a week, and then we just went back on air because I think we're sitting around like 2 something cents, and then like I was just like telling everyone like you need to buy now because like I think I aped everything I had in at that point because I knew where we were going. And even then, I didn't think we'd get to this point so quickly, but we did.
Dude, it 5x'd like 7 days after you said those words.
Yep.
And I was like, so of course, like I got cracked out. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Like,
and then you're sold for life.
Oh no, but then no, you know what actually sold me? And I'm an individual. I don't listen to anybody. Like I am the weirdest guy when it comes to like listening to people or following groups. Like I just don't. But this isn't even following a group. It's just being smart. And smart people are just chit chatting basically. Like this is like where all the smarter guys come that have like realistic perspectives, and they're like, "Oh, this is a good idea. Like we should just like talk about smart people shit," instead of just being completely manipulated by whatever is the marketing media at this point. Like it's absolutely insane. But in real world application, I heard you guys starting to say things about your friends that my friends started saying, like Shiba Inu and Dogecoin, and I was like, "Are these guys actually this dumb?" Like I was just confused. Like there was a disconnect. And I was just like, they're not this dumb. They just don't care. You know what I mean? Like, they just don't care. So they're just like, we just happen to care. And I just happen to care. Like, I probably spent 400 hours listening to videos in the last month. Just talks, hours long. Every Richard video of every sort that I could possibly listen to. And every moment of it was amazing. Like, I enjoyed everything that Richard said. Has practical application. It's smart. In the fact that he does the whole like not addiction thing, but like general wellness thing just makes it all better. Like I'm glad he's not like smoking weed and just like a fat fuck I mean, he's heavy, but you know what I mean. Like he like preaches.
I was about to say
things.
he's pretty big, but
When he preaches these things, at least he preaches
Not
things
by
that are
choice.
positive.
Exactly. He knows.
Yeah,
He knows where he's not.
He
Like
knows
his
his,
strong points are. He knows. He knows what he should do, but
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, there's plenty of other community voices to be degenerates, aka myself over here. You know, to do all that other stuff. You know, like to hit all the other people that are out there that need to hear it from a different voice. Because I mean, I have plenty of people that I know that tell me straight up, they're like, "Yo, thank you for giving me your version of what Richard says, because I can't really handle how he says it." You know, like I mean, like there's a lot of people that say it a lot of different ways. You know, so I mean, not everyone's gonna like you know the way he tells it. That's for sure.
different strokes for different folks.
But it just makes sense. Everything he says is just right. And it's annoying because it's just like when people are arguing with him, I don't even like Richard. I don't know Richard. He could be a weirdo douchebag. I don't know, like in his personal time, but everything he says is right.
Yep.
And it all makes sense. So what can I say? Like, he's like, obviously he created some crypto. So obviously he's some super fucking genius weirdo. Like he's a fucking, clearly, like who makes cryptocurrencies? Like 100 dudes in the world. Like, you know, but, my general question as far as like where I'm at with Hex itself as just like a practical thing is so I'm new, right? So I had about $10,000 give or take to spend, and I have about $100,000 roughly in crypto, but I am pretty stubborn, dude. I don't move a lot of stuff. Like I have Polkadot, I have Celsius, I have Ethereum. They're probably not moving. I just can't sell them. Like I just not. But I can add on to my Hex bag. So I was like, okay, I got like 10,000-ish if I just go all in on Hex. And I did. After like 3 days, I aped into basically everything that I had. And it all worked out. But now I'm at the point where I'm learning about this PulseChain, and I'm just worried because my Hex bag compared to your guys is small, just relative to time. Like I didn't have any time to accumulate. I'm brand new. You know, so obviously everyone's on different levels, but I'm like, should I just keep all my Hex and have the P Hex and then see what happens with Pulse and then move on from there? Like that's where, because the P Hex to me sounds sexy. I don't know why, but I like it. I love Hex as a product in general, just like it's, and then I feel like if P Hex is just good too, but if I ape half my like $7,000 in to Pulse, because it's $7,000, like that's roughly what it would be, like $3.5K. It's not like I'm working with all this money, and I think this is where like a lot of normies, and you guys are normies or not, I don't really know everyone's situation, but I'm just normie as fuck. Like I'm confused. I'm like, do I have enough money to swing, or should I just stay? Because I feel like I see all these numbers. I've watched all the HODL dog videos. Like I know there's a million Hex is not that much Hex. Like there's a lot of people in the community, but to me that's like a fucking whoa, like, you know what I mean? So I'm just like confused.
I mean, I'll give you my take, and I come from a place that I onboard a lot of people, and like I get a lot of people involved. They're in all different situations, whether they're putting in a lot or a little or whatever it is. I'm saying I'll get out of here after that because I got these dinner reservations. And like I tell everybody, like, man, $100, $1,000, it doesn't matter. Do I think that Pulse is going to do some big gains? Yeah, sure. So if you want like 100x out of whatever you want to put into it, you know, then that might be a good place for you to put your money. You know, like it might be a good choice. It doesn't really matter how much you have to spend. Now, the difference I think between Pulse and Hex and P Hex and all that and everything is that like Pulse, you're going to be investing in an ecosystem. You're going to be investing in a coin just like Ethereum that like is going to spur other projects. So like if you don't want to give a shit about any of this and just want to make money and just want to lock up coins and come back to more money later, you know, then Hex is more for you than Pulse is. But like if you plan on paying attention to this ecosystem and like having an ability to affect other projects along the way, just like any of the Ethereum whales, that Genesis whales that bought in for pennies and now can buy in and own 5% of a project that launches or whatever they want to because they have giant bags of Ethereum. They get to play a different game, but that game still takes you paying attention to a lot more stuff than before. Whereas like Hex, you have to pay attention to one thing, and that's like time. You know, you make your decisions on how long you're going to lock it up, and then that's it. That's the time. It's single single level of real pay of a variable to pay attention to. Whereas like with Pulse, there's going to be a lot of stuff. There's going to be liquidity mining. There's going to be NFTs. There's going to be all sorts of stupid projects that suck. There's going to be a lot of other stuff that's trying to take your Pulse away, and like it's harder for some people to navigate as investors. Hex is really good and easy to navigate as investors, because once you lock your coins up, you're not fucking touching them. You're just that's that.
That's the one thing about Hex that is like unreal for like some dudes in the space like me. Like it just gives you a direction.
Dude, me too, man.
You know?
Like, and it gives you direction, and not only that, like once you make that stake, in that time that you're waiting, you get to gain this financial literacy about what it means to wait and how that is actually better overall. You're like, shit that you didn't have a way to learn that before with incentives like you do now. So like it's an IQ test that people get to like learn and be smarter at by the end of it all if they're paying attention. So like that's all of that is like best case scenario. So like if you want to set it and forget it, Hex is probably going to be your thing. But like, and you're going to need a little Pulse to like play on the network, but a tiny amount, So I also think though that making a 10x or a 100x or whatever is cool too. And like I think you're going to be able to have the opportunity to make that in both. So
I think the play for me is just to throw like $1,000, like to throw something a little more minuscule at it. Like because in my head it's such a big thing.
That's not a terrible thing to think. To be careful about it. It's not terrible, and you might see a point where if when I get into deep nitty gritty of the game theory of like when Hex and Pulse launch, when Pulse launches, people are going to have a lot of it, and they're going to want to get other things that are on the network new. So there's going to be, I feel like, possibly an opportunity to buy it later on as well. I mean, I'm not saying
that's what
for sure.
Just as like humans, I feel the same way. I feel like people are going to be like, "What do we do with this shit? Let's trade it." You know what I mean? Like right away.
Everyone has shiny object syndrome. They can't help it, man. I even have it. Everybody has it. So like, so I like understanding that dynamic is real helps you you just make sure that like whenever anyone makes any decision in any of this stuff, again, no financial advice, I'm not a fucking financial advisor, but like don't do everything all at once in any one direction. I don't think any of that's really like smart.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have that insight, and I aped into Hex.
I'm getting the flag from the crew, so I gotta let y'all go. One last look at this amazing view for everybody. Thank you guys so much. I can't wait to do this again next week. Dude,
later.
GymRatCrypto, man. Thanks for jumping on here and saying some stuff. Like,
I appreciate all your insight.
Yeah, like I said, if you want to shoot the shit more, hit me up on Telegram, Big Kurkowski. I'd be always glad to answer more questions, man.
For sure, man. I appreciate it. This is great.
Later, y'all. I'll catch y'all soon.
Later, BK.
Cabana, if you're there, if you could throw Bitfinesse's comment up on the screen. I don't know if you're still eating your burrito or not, but yeah. So I'll go ahead and touch on some of my points. So I think everyone's feelings are kind of all over the place, right? And I think that kind of just goes to show you there is no right answer. It's just about preparing yourself the best you can for what's coming up with Sacrifice, PulseChain, these new version of Hex, which is going to be P-Hex. I think there's essentially two different sides of it. I think the OG Hexicans and Dollar Cost and I had this conversation a couple days ago. OG Hexicans are naturally going to be more What's that?
Oh, it looks like he didn't fully disconnect.
He might have disconnected a little bit. I'll wait for you. You there, bud? Didn't know if he cut out or not.
Maybe he didn't actually leave the stream, but
who? Oh, Big K.
Big K. Yeah, he's still here.
Okay. But yeah, so I think OG Hexicans are naturally going to just be more drawn to the original Hex, which will probably retain the title of Hex, and that's just because their blood, sweat, tears, fighting off FUD. It's what you most invested in, right? Whereas, like you kind of mentioned earlier, you were excited about P-Hex. You're somewhat interested in Pulse, and I think that's going to be more the case for some of the newer guys, because you guys are going to naturally see that more as your opportunity to come into something new, right? Like we don't know what the price of P-Hex is going to be at when we start. Pulse is going to be a new project, so those are going to be potentially something more exciting, something more appealing to hop into. So that could be more how the newer people to Hex kind of visualize what's coming up with this fork on PulseChain. I think at the end of the day, I think Pulse is going to do really well. I just think Hex is by far just going to be the more superior product long term, and that, I mean, that's what this is about, right? Holding long term, and Hex gives you the tools to do so. So I would definitely partake in Pulse. I'm sure Richard has 1,000 different ways to maintain people's speculative stickiness and holding on to their coins, whether that's delegating their stakes, whether that's liquidity farming. Who knows what he has up his sleeves? We just don't have enough details out yet for what Pulse is going to do. But Hex, obviously, it's already proven itself. I think it's going to prove itself for years to come down the road. So ideally, especially for my newer guys like you, I would tell you, keep a majority of your Hex, sacrifice what you can. Figure out a percentage in your head you want to sacrifice, or maybe you just want to bring in as much new fiat as you can and put that towards your Pulse. I mean, you don't get too many opportunities like this to be on the ground floor or something. Take it, then wait for your snapshot, get your copy of both. So now you have Hex, you have P-Hex, and then moving forward, like I think Big K touched on it, and I've talked about this with Wasabi, based off a lot of other launches that we've seen in the past, like Ethereum. There will be a dip in Pulse at some point. So you're going to have that dip. Will it be lower than the sacrifice phase price? Maybe, maybe not, but it'll definitely dip at some point. And you potentially have an ability to snag a bag later down the road. So it might not be the end of the world, but these are all factors that we just don't know until they take place. So it's all about just hedging your bets. And for me personally, it's keeping as much of the proven product that you can. You get a duplication of it on a different chain, and then what you have left over, what you have to spare, throw it into the new product as well, which is going to be Pulse, and then you get to interact on that new chain as well. So just keeps your options open essentially, because no one knows what's going to take place over the next couple of months. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of money to be made, but as far as what Hex is going to win, do they reach parity? Does Pulse just absolutely crush? Does it do okay? Does it totally flop? Like, no one knows. No one knows.
I got a question about other social medias that it seems like, okay, so I'm new to Twitter 100%. So let me bring everything to you from a different angle, from like a normie angle, as far as this space. Like, so I was on Instagram. Like, I love Instagram. Me and my friends, we all follow Instagram. We look at shit on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of like our go-to. We don't do the whole chat back and forth thing because we don't have anything substantial to talk about, I guess. But so it's like, it seems like Richard's almost hiding himself in a way. Now, I could be fucking completely wrong on this. Like, just trust me. I'm just spitting off the top of my head. But it's like he could be flexing way harder and like way more on Instagram and like have people that are hired to do all that stuff. And he's not.
Yep.
But it might be a reason. Like, he might not want to do that because it's bad for a project. It might be to have his face all over everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I think right now it's not really a matter of hiding.
It's priority.
He's just busy supervising, working on PulseChain and stuff like that. So I think he's leveraging us, the community, to do that part for him.
How crazy is the community? It's so insanely amazing.
It is, and it's good that we do have that, because Richard is not the best at it, right? Like he sees his time better spent building, and he is, right. There's very few people that can do what he's done, and I mean it's proven. Just look at the space. There's very few people that can build something like this. So like the community's already reached out to him. We talked about getting him like a PR rep and everything to handle his social media better, because like even with his YouTube, right? Like the guy gets hardly any views. He gives some of the best advice out there. But like something as simple as like he doesn't monetize his videos. I mean, he doesn't have to put ads on there, but he can at least monetize it. And I know that's kind of his claim, like I don't need your money. But at the same time, YouTube's going to start pushing his stuff more if he just monetizes it. When YouTube sees that money can be made, then it's going to start pushing him in the algos. It's like that. It's like stuff with Instagram. It's not, he doesn't put that high on his priority list. The community, that's kind of like where it falls on our shoulders.
You think it's almost better to like have it gradual and a little more grassroots? I mean, like, because I just like, as far as like seeing people on Instagram, it doesn't take that much. It doesn't take that much to blow up. anymore. Like you don't even blowing up's not even blowing up anymore because so many people do it. You know what I mean? Like I know average dude in every city who like knows somebody who got like a couple 100,000 followers, like from their high school. Like, you know what I mean? Like not some dude who created this dude, and he's smart. Like I feel like maybe, but it also is maybe he's worried in the back of his head that if he makes that like a forefront of his thing, that it will like dilute some stuff. Because who knows? Like I don't know anything that they're doing. These guys are like super geniuses compared to I'm like a sports jock, like idiot.
Wales and I were having this conversation with a couple of people on Twitter today. It's like you said, it doesn't take anything for people to blow up these days, a couple 100,000 subscribers and stuff. But like, what is that ratio of engagement that you're actually getting from 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 subscribers? Sometimes it's next to none compared to the amount of subscribers you have. And so like, what's the point, right? Like, yes, you can attain all these, but if you don't have them interacting with what you're actually selling or what you have to offer them, then it doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, when you have someone as like Richard's caliber, I'd much rather him be building and creating stuff that's going to make the world and the space a better place and improving all of our lives that are invested into it, as opposed to just fucking around with Twitter posts, Instagram, stuff like that. Like the community can do that. Like, see, like you know your way around Instagram really well, so that can be your contribution, right?
That's what I was kind of thinking.
Exactly. Yeah. You know that you and your friends know the ins and outs of that, so you can do your part by like promoting Hex, finding subtle ways to do it, different ways to integrate it with what you already have in your personal Instagram account. And that's what you do, right? Like, just like you said, you're a Twitter noob. I'm a Twitter noob. I was probably maybe a couple months before you, and the only reason I got it was because of Hex. Like I hate Twitter. I think Twitter is absolutely fucking toxic. I mean, most social media is not that great, but Twitter is really bad. But at the same time, it's all just about promoting Hex because, like you said, this is one of the areas that Richard Hart is kind of lacking in because he's doing more important stuff. So that's where we can step up to the plate and contribute.
Yeah, but one thing too is like I just want you to know like the subtle impact that like one post that I had yesterday. Like, there's no crypto stuff on Twitter. Thank you, Mike. There's no crypto stuff on Twitter. Like I mean what? On Instagram. I'm sorry, Instagram.
I'm like sitting there. I was like,
my bad. You know, IG.
Wait, what?
There you go. Yeah, no. I figured you meant
no
that.
crypto stuff on IG. There's nothing.
Yeah,
there's literally like 10 or 20 stupid accounts that you would never take seriously. And I posted one thing. I have 1,500 followers with a lot of engagement, all just my friends. Like just literally all my friends. And I posted one thing, like just him ranting on the thing with the little Twitter. It was probably your tweet, actually. Whatever it said, it was just like, this outperforms, blah, blah, blah. And a bunch of idiots that used to like Shiba Inu, and they're still idiots, but they saw that. They heard it. They're not dumb. They still want to be rich in the back of their head. They'll be broke anyway. But those kind of people, right when 3 people asked me how to buy Hex 10 minutes after. Think about the engagement on that 1,500 people, though. That's low. I mean, that's high. Like, imagine if somebody had 400,000 subscribers. That's like 50 people every time you post something.
It's all about scale.
So I'm saying, but like with all that flex, that is Instagram. Like what he's doing with the watches, and everyone knows it's a joke. Everyone knows Richard doesn't care about that shit. It's clear. I mean, he might like it, but at the end of the day, he would give it all up, probably no problem. Like, but people on Instagram, that's what they want. They're just like, wait, take a cool picture,
bro. Give it to him. Go on Richard Hart's channel. He's got like 2 or 3 amazing videos where he slowly pans over his $1 million of watches, where he's just zoomed in on the watch finder. Post his shit on there for him. Post it on there. It's just like, hey, this is the founder of Hex cryptocurrency. He has $1 million in watches, and it doesn't even scratch his net worth. And I personally know other people that have invested in Hex, and they're multi-millionaires now. This could be you. You know, like use it. Use the community stuff. Use what Richard's posted, and you go out there and build it and focus on a niche and Instagram that's not done. Like, just like you're saying, Instagram isn't touched. We didn't really have much of a presence on TikTok for a while, but then we had a couple community members like Super Hex Win and Yikes, and now Johnny Chaos is out there, and they're out there killing it. They have tens of thousands, 100,000 subscribers on TikTok, and I know Super Hex Win has told me like he gets hundreds of messages about what is Hex, how do I buy it, stuff like that. So if you can find that right niche and find that right way to get that engagement and get that interest, like you could be that person on Instagram that just promotes Hex and gets it out in front of the eyeballs that where we're not reaching right now. So it's definitely like you notice where we're lacking already. So definitely take it upon yourself to go out there and be proactive and do it. Like I guarantee if you post like the video of Richard painting over his $1 million worth of watches, like that would kill it. It would kill it real quick.
Yeah, these people are so like, they don't care. And it's unfortunate because I wish everyone was like us. I wish there's not one person in my community. I'm telling you, one person. Like I hang out with gym guys, just like your average guys, good guys, smart guys, but like normal ass dudes, not smart by any means, like out of the ordinary. And they don't care about one thing that makes any sense. They don't care about any dude. So we're talking about.
I bet they like nice people. Cars, nice watches, guns.
No, they like cocaine and alcohol.
Oh yeah, that too.
They like cocaine and alcohol.
That too.
So I'm like talking to all my friends, trying to be like, hey guys, dude, you can stake your stuff. Look at these APYs. Look at this stuff, and they're just like, what's it called, dude? Can we like? Is it going to make me rich in 20 minutes? I'm like, wait, no, like, just shut the fuck up. Like, just listen. I'm trying to make your kids go to college for free, like real quick. Like, you know,
yeah,
like
that sounds like what they care about. If they're about Coke and booze,
I don't know
if the kid college fund's the way to go.
That's what I think about. I'm like, oh, I could put a $10,000 stake in for 15 years and probably take care of my fucking kids' fucking schools.
And get yourself a yacht at the same time.
Oh, you know the video I posted? It was the one where Richard was like, this is God mode. It was the God mode video. It was the God mode clip. And that was the greatest clip ever. Dude, I watched that. That was the best. And these marketers are going to start realizing that when Richard Hart comes on, it's electric. It's electric for all these shows. And people that don't like Richard Hart want to watch, they're clicking.
That's what we literally have seen over these past couple days. All these people bringing Richard onto their show now because guess what? The market's dying right now, and you probably know this being in Dollar Cost and Cultivate Crypto and their program and everything. Like the market's in a standstill right now. We don't know if we're gonna crash or if we're gonna bounce back up. Right now, it's looking like we're gonna crash. So like everyone's bored. People are eventually starting to sell out of their positions. So we're in this lull period. Everyone but the Hexagon community. So guess what? You're gonna all these fucking influencers out there, they're struggling. They're all hurting right now. So they need some sort of engagement. They need something. And oh look, lo and behold, we have Richard Hart, one of the most engaging, interactive, interesting people that actually has real knowledge, and he's entertaining as fuck to watch. Let's go ahead. I know we all called his shit a scam because it was the cool thing to do in the beginning, but maybe it's not a scam, but maybe we can get him on and he can save our fucking ratings. That's literally what it's become, and you're going to see more and more of it, and then that's when we start breaking through these gates, and it's already starting to happen. Like that, like you said earlier, this is just grassroots. Like when this shit takes off, like we're grassroots and we're number 3 crypto. We're take Tether out of it, we're number 3 crypto via grassroots. That shows you how early someone getting in today is. Like, that's insane. Number 3 crypto grassroots, and we barely scratched the surface. This shit's going to the goddamn Saturn. Easy.
And why is it number 3? And why it doesn't make sense? Like, why? No, because I'm coming from I understand being gate kept. Like, I know a lot of industries where people get gate kept. Like, it's normal. But no number 3s. No number 3s are getting gate kept in any industry. Maybe number like 50 will get gate kept because it's like the owner, they don't like them. Like,
it's the wild west, right? Like there is no rules, there is no regulations. We come to cryptocurrency to govern ourselves, so anything goes. And so the problem is this space has become so toxic, and it's been so corrupted by these fucking middlemen like fucking CZ's bullshit, Binance, and all these exchanges, and everyone that's here to just milk you for your money, both sides of the house. they control the space now. Now they see the threat that Richard's bringing, and then these decentralized exchanges. They see the writing on the wall, so they're scared. So they're literally coming together to block out stuff like this because they know that all this shit is going to take their lunch from them. So they're doing everything they can. They're putting up as many walls and gates as they can to stop the progression of this. But it's only a matter of time. And we're literally seeing it over the past week. We're seeing all those walls starting to come down, and it's going to be absolutely we're blowing through the atmosphere once all this stuff falls down. Like it's a wrap. Like it's changing. Richard Hart, Hex, what he's building, it's single-handedly starting to change this entire space brick by brick.
Yeah.
Feels like it's changing the ETH pair. Like it almost feels like there's some swing with Hex and the ETH pair that like kind of like goes opposite of each other. Like
yeah, they're correlated.
What I've noticed a little bit, like it's like people are trading into ETH when Hex price rises a little bit and the ETH price goes down a little bit because it's just such an easy trade and people love going into ETH now. And I just noticed, like, even in my own head, I'm like, oh, it went up to 9. I should switch that. Now it's at 19. You know, like, I don't do it because I just know that's kind of fucking stupid. But, like, that, a lot of people do that shit real quick. Those two things are kind of, like, it's kind of weird because it's so decorrelated that there's a lot of trading to be done, too. So it's kind of like,
And see, that's another part of Richard's brilliance. Like, not saying that he's providing a majority of the liquidity, but I imagine some entity is, probably the OA, and they've gone out of their way to attach Hex main liquidity to USDC. Now, was that the best move when Ethereum was pumping like crazy? No, we didn't get to ride that pump as much. But now, when the market's all dying around us, we would have been drugged down right there with ETH when it lost almost 50% of its value, but we're not anymore because we're attached to a stable coin where USDC is our main liquidity pool. So now we actually get to rise and shine when everyone else is dying. And that's the problem. A lot of this entire ecosystem on exchanges, they're tied to BTC. Everywhere else, they're tied to Ethereum pair. And so when BTC and Ethereum go down, they bring the entire market down. Meanwhile, Hex is free to go and do its thing like we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that comment, I was just been listening in between my audio issues, but that comment about the influencers picking up on Hex, and Cookie Boys kind of nailed it too. It's like, you know, CNN putting Trump on, but yeah, and that's exactly what it is. Especially if we go into like a bear market and all their shit is wrecked, they're gonna have to talk about something positive. And Richard is the best, most intriguing figure, I would say. Even a couple weeks ago, BitBoy kind of like set it up, and he was like, "Oh, I like Richard," and you could tell like he was going to be on that show because it's like, oh, he just put that little feeler out there all of a sudden, and But it's also props to our community too. I'll give I guess Nerd Girl a shout out because she was on a stream with BitBoy before that and kind of talked Hex a little bit, and perhaps that opened the door a little bit and encouraged him or put a bug in his ear to have Richard on again, which I thought was like a pretty good stream or 2 days ago or whenever it was. But yeah, how was the Rand stream today? I have not checked anything out within the past 2 days.
It was good. It was
I think it was pretty good.
Different pace than what Richard normally does. It was much more. I think there was next to no swearing. Unfortunately,
it looks very professional.
That was the best part of BitBoy's show. He's like, shit. Oh, I'm sorry.
Family friendly.
Unfortunately, it looks like they laid out some ground rules beforehand, which they said Richard could not mention Hex, which is kind of bullshit. But I guess that's going to be
Rand stream.
Yeah, yep. I guess that's going to be on their next stream when Richard goes one-on-one with him. So whatever. Yeah. But at the same time, I guess it was kind of cool in the fact that the regular crypto community could see all of Richard's knowledge, not only in just shilling his own product, right, but everything in the crypto space. So that was a good look to see that his knowledge extends well beyond his own product, right? Which we all know, but maybe the crypto space doesn't know yet. So it was it was a good look for some newer people to Richard.
Yeah. I think it was a blessing in disguise that he wasn't allowed to talk about Hex because, it kind of helps him establish credibility first with those that don't know him. And then next week he can just, kind of. I still
really wanted a nice one-on-one with Alex Mashinsky and
Yeah, that
and
would have
Richard.
been nice.
That would have been good. And the funny thing is, like, Dollar Cost was talking about, like, they're both smart guys and everything, and I think they both have great products. But like, I think ultimately at the end of the day, just Richard wins because he's got the moral high ground with not your keys, not your crypto. Like, that's what we're here for. Celsius does its own thing very well, but at the end of the day, you give up custody of those of your crypto. You give up custody of your keys, and not your keys, not your crypto. So it's hard to it would be very hard to argue that point because essentially you're playing devil's advocate on a losing end.
Yeah, a couple gems from Richard in there that I did take notice of. I enjoy how he asked the boy of Bit how good Hex is. He knows exactly how good Hex is.
Yeah, ask the guy that made a shit ton of money and could have made more money.
Could have made way more money. Yeah.
Oops.
And then I think it was that same stream. He's like, you will have me back on in a year or two, and Hex will be number one. And I was like, damn.
I thought that was pretty bold. Yeah,
throwing down. Yeah,
in a year.
That's not bold. I think it's just inevitable.
Well, not the faux Motley, but yeah,
Motley. Yeah.
Inevitable.
Yeah. But what else, Jim Rat? You got any other questions or game theory ponderings?
Does it almost feel like when he was like, how popular is that one guy's channel, the banter guy?
Well, evidently he's got like 300K some subs, but again, back to that interaction ratio kind of stuff. Like everyone in the chat, it was all Hexagon. So again, like yes, they have a big channel, but when it comes to their actual interactions and engagement, it's all Richard. It's not these subscribers that have hundreds of thousands of views. These influencers, excuse me.
And that's
it almost seemed like he was lining himself up for next week, like maybe because we know that the announcement's going to be coming. That's all I could think in the back of my head was when he was like, "Oh, talk about it next week," because Richard doesn't listen to those rules. So the only reason he would listen to those rules is if it was like super beneficial to like the project. So he was kind of like, "We'll talk about it next week." What if he's like going to have like an announcement day and like jump on a bunch of different shows?
Maybe I think at that point he was just respecting the ground rules. But I mean, yes, you're right. Like he does. When he feels the need to do so, he'll step over that line real quick. Yeah. But he does it tactfully, right? He usually frames the stuff where he gets someone else to bring up the subject that he wants, and then he can engage. And then after that, no one can stop him. He just gets on a roll, and it's over. And we're talking about Hex, we're talking about PulseChain, we're talking about what Richard wants to talk about. So that's why he crushes everyone in debate. Like. When you're already amazing at it and you have the superior product, like it's almost impossible to lose the debate at that point.
The way he interacts with other humans is extremely extremely witty and extremely just quick. Like it's almost
impressive.
It's like this dude's on like TRT, like Adderall, but he's not. You know, he's not. He's just like zoned in. Like he's just like a productive human. Yeah,
you could tell his brain frequency. He just operates on a higher level than most people at a faster rate.
It sucks because it's like us too. We're just like
oh yeah, feel like a pleb compared to him for sure.
And then my last question that has any merit probably would be like this staking thing. So like early on when you're staking, I mean, I can kind of figure this all out in my head, but it's hard to think about without talking. It's like when you're at a certain age or a certain economic level, you can't afford to really send money away for 15 years. You know what I mean? Because I don't necessarily know. I mean, I can assume that I'll be all right, of course, because I probably will. But like shit happens, weird shit happens. I would like to have like, what if the price of Hex 10x's and I don't have shit for like, so clearly I would want to send myself a little bit of like short-term cash. So I started with like a couple 25,000 Hex stakes for like 75 days, 150 days, just to make sure that this year I want to learn and interact. You know what I mean? I don't care about making $1 million when I'm fucking 50 at this point. I just don't. You know what I mean? I'm sure it'll be cool when the right idea, but I just want to learn and accumulate more growth. Now I did send a few deep. Like I did send a 10,000 for 5555, just like a couple things just to send myself. But I know once I have enough money where I don't care about money anymore, I'm just going to send everything to the moon. Like I'm just going to be like, because I just don't have enough money at the moment to do that. So I'm guessing that's kind of how it goes. It's like, as you guys progress in your careers or whatever, you were like, I don't really need money on hand. So let's fucking send this shit to the moon so we can be a little bit more tied down. Or am I wrong and you guys still do short stakes for other reasons? Like, just want to talk about that a little.
One of you guys want to go first, and I'll follow up.
I kind of answered a similar question from chat. I guess it was maybe last week, and it was just exactly what GymRat was saying, like the timing of the stakes, and it really depends upon your time horizons. And Kurk brought up a great point last week. It's like, okay, well, you turn 40 or 30 or get a big birthday or plan to get married, whatever your big things are, and maybe you stake something for that to try to take care of yourself for those particular life events. But for the easiest way to kind of like maximize your gains is to do those longer stakes, because you'll be earning coins, and you're not going to have to buy those coins. I know the delayed gratification aspect of it, if you want returns a little sooner, but even stakes, a few years out will most likely get you very nice returns and a nice little chunk of interest too. So
yeah, more returns than any other site just base. Like even if you do like a year stake 10,000 hex, it's like better than every stock site Celsius.
Yeah, you get your 20%.
Yeah.
And as long as the price stays just flat, that's you just bank some extra coin.
Yeah, for sure.
What were you saying, Motley?
Oh man. Yeah, so I remember when I first
it's
started,
tough to answer, right? It's like it
well,
really does
because it's based on the
vary.
individual, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's so highly personal.
It's very personal, so everyone's different, but you also at the same time you have to realize what we're in. Like you've discovered what's soon to be the next Bitcoin, right? Not only is it the next Bitcoin, but it's the next Bitcoin that earns yield upon itself. So not only do you have the next Bitcoin, but you have the Bitcoin that's actually going to be its own miner. It's going to continue to print you more Bitcoin in the future. So if you had the ability to get into Bitcoin at $1 10 years ago and actually send that out to the next 10, 15 years, and you knew that was going to continue to just print you more and more Bitcoin, and let's say 10 years ago, how old were you roughly?
I was 17.
Okay, so 16, 17. So let's say if you knew back then, and obviously 16, 17-year-old, you're working like a minimum wage job, you don't have much money. But if you just put a couple $100, $500, maybe you got crazy, you saved up $1,000 and you put that out for the next like 10 years, and you knew that you had the next Bitcoin, which I guarantee you do right now, and that Bitcoin continued to earn you more Bitcoin. And look at what Bitcoin did. In over 10 years, Bitcoin did a 6 million X from its lows to its all-time highs. Imagine Hex doing a 6 million. We've only done like 1,500 X right now.
Yeah.
Like imagine a 6 million X on that Hex 10 years out. And on top of that, it's been growing the entire time. Why would you not try to push yourself out further? Even if it's smaller amounts, you can do smaller amounts that you're willing to lose that you don't need. Like if you were to go out and just say like, oh man, I was just going to buy an extra set of dumbbells. Did I need that extra set of dumbbells? No, not really. I could have kept the ones I had, maybe just have a few more reps, do some other workouts, and then put that towards Hex. Yeah. Like you got to, put it in terms of like, do I really need this? And can I invest this in my future where that shit's going to buy me a fucking Lambo? Do I want a Lambo? Maybe, maybe not, but it could buy me a Lambo in 5-10 years. Why the fuck not? You just have to put in your mindset of, even a small sacrifice now could be a fortune down the road. So even though you might not want to put something out that far, find that money that you can lose right now. Like I literally go around my house and I sell stupid shit that literally has just been sitting around collecting dust. And it just goes into Hex now because like this is a once in a life opportunity. I remember when I was younger and Bitcoin first came out and I was looking at it and I was just like, I didn't get it at the time. I wasn't financially as successful as I was now. But I didn't get it either. I didn't have the education to realize what I was missing out on. And years down the road, I was like, oh shit, I really missed an opportunity. And I vowed to myself, I never miss that opportunity again if it ever came up. And I never thought it would because I thought it was incredibly rare. I never thought I'd see anything like it. And then Hex came along, and I knew right away. Well, I mean, maybe not right away because it was 2 years of following Richard and going through the project, but I knew day one was launch. I was like, I knew I was going to go in lock, stock, and barrel. Like I knew this was my opportunity. I was going to be damned if I was going to miss it again. And I was willing to sacrifice everything I had at the time. I was willing to sacrifice my short-term happiness for my long-term happiness, which I don't have to work another day of my life at these price levels. Like, what other financial asset can you find today that can do that for you? Zero. There's none. It doesn't exist. So why wouldn't you throw everything you have at it right now? That's how I stand. But again, that's me personally, right? Yeah. And so you, at the end of the day, you got
every Hexakin has that feeling. Every Hexakin has that.
Some do.
I mean,
some
once
don't.
You're in,
there's some bears.
I mean, the ones that I'm talking to are just like, as far as like, that's kind of, they know it's, I mean, yeah, people have Ethereum. Let's be honest. I mean, you know, that's maybe be smart or whatever, just hedge yourself. The one thing as a young man that doesn't know much about crypto that's kind of confusing for me is like, what if somebody comes in and just has like some legislation shit that I know nothing the fuck about, you know, like, excuse my language. I know nothing about, like, and they're just like, oh, this is wrong and that is wrong. And you're just like, whoa, I'm just a dumb kid. I don't know anything about legality in crypto space. Like Richard could be a good guy or a bad guy, but if something's wrong and the United States is just like, screw that or whatever. But now I don't understand all that. Like I understand decentralized and what that means, but at the same time, in that it's a finished product, like I kind of understand that, but I don't understand like how far can someone step in to something like this and be like, no, fuck you, we're done.
I mean,
or like, I just don't know.
Yep. At the end of the day, Hex is completely decentralized. We have decentralized exchanges now. Like, honestly, the government can regulate whatever the fuck they want, and they still couldn't touch it, right? They would have to forcibly seize you. They would have to get you to disclose where your seeds are. Like, that's literally the only way they're getting access to your funds. And if we get to that tyrannical point, like, you need to get the fuck out. You need to fucking rebel against your government, because at that point, it's just straight up tyranny. So, like, hopefully we never get to that state. But again, it's just like anything else, right? Like, what if, Richard says this all the time, what if a solar flare happens? What if, like, the internet, just like everything just gets nuked? Like, if you sit there and you worry about these what ifs, like, you're gonna be paralyzed to some degree, and you're not going to take the action you need to. And that's a lot of issue people have with investment. They have the knowledge, they've read the books, they have the experience, they know people around it, but they that last little step they need to do, which is taking action, they get frozen because they think about the what ifs. They think about, yes, there is risk. That's why it's investment. That's why it's speculation. You don't know. Price of Hex might be 0 in 15 years. We don't know. Government might have you in jail somewhere. You don't know, but you gotta take the chance, because if you sit there and think about the what ifs, you're just gonna be paralyzed your entire life. You can't live life like that. It's
true. Yeah, and I don't. But that's just in the back of my head, like, because when you don't have the information about something, like I'm a pretty, like I know when I know something and I don't, and I obviously don't know anything about the crypto space as an actual physical thing. Like I just don't. Like, I mean, I get the verbiage, like, but I understand, like, the people say blockchain, decentralized, like I understand, like, in my head, but I don't know what kind of power governments have. Like, I'm just not that smart of a guy, to be honest. And I just didn't, but I don't know how the internet, like what they can do and what, but at the end of the day, it's like, why would they stop it anyway? It's like,
and nobody really knows.
Let's put it this way: if they don't have your seed phrase, then they can't get your money.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
and you could always go to another country that somebody will support, this.
Yeah,
and a Puerto Rico, a Portugal, somewhere in Europe, like these countries will see the value. It's perfect example is Puerto Rico, the money that can bring to a country. There are people with millions and billions of dollars that live in Puerto Rico, have brought all that wealth there to that country because of their openness to crypto. So somebody somewhere, I would think a lot of entities or states would be open to it if,
Florida will say,
or states or nations, but yeah.
Florida will just say, you guys just keep on
do whatever you want.
Fill up those swamps. We got plenty of room. That's basically what it is. So and then now I'm starting to worry. It's like, I was like, because when I started my Twitter, I just had my first and last name on everything, and I'm like, wait, And then I got like 75 likes on something, and I was like, I don't want fucking these people knowing who the fuck I am. And then I started realizing, like, oh, everyone probably has that thought, and that's why they all have fucking little fucking names.
Yeah, OPSEC becomes more and more important as the assets you have grow. It's very true.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I got 300,000 hex, and then like 10 years down the line, you're like, I wish everyone didn't know I had 300,000.
You could just call me GymRat.
Wait a second.
I live in Alaska.
I'm Chainlink.
Yeah,
That's tripled by now, so that's close to 1 million. Yeah, okay. That's your tweet back there. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, all right, let's hold this dude up by his ankles and fucking whip his ass until Which is also, I'm sure more security will come out in the future to even have more, innovation and whatever in that space. I'm sure there's a lot of things you can do that I don't know about. But yeah, no. And then I'm like looking up porn on my computer, and I'm like, holy shit, is someone gonna steal my fucking money? Like,
yeah, don't do that with your fucking crypto computer. Don't do that.
Well, I know, but these are things that people don't think about. Like, I'm new to all this. Like, I had $5,000 investment 2 years ago. Like, that's it. That's the only money I've ever spent. And then 2 years later, I logged on. It was 55,000. I was like, Ethereum seems cooler than Bitcoin. And then I just switched it all to that.
It's
and
also
you just go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's also very important to read up on every latest piece of information that you can get on it, because these scammers they're just going to get more elaborate. And I was saying this I guess on the other stream the other night with Motley and Pep. I think there are questions on Twitter asked with MetaMask, and there are bots out there who have a search filter. Any tweet that comes up with MetaMask, they get a notification of it, and they act like they're from MetaMask and trying to help you.
Badass.
Go Cowboys, go Ravens. And
yeah, I'm a Jaguars fan, so I'm not used to winning anyways. Yeah.
But
it's pretty dope, though.
What was I saying?
Captain America's shield is distracting.
Yeah. Redskins shield, by the way.
Yeah.
Noted. But these things are getting more elaborate. So they'll post a form in there acting like a MetaMask rep, and it looks like an official form, but it's a Google Drive doc. And the very last thing is like, please, provide your seed phrase for our team so we can assist you, or something like that. And I'm just like, there are probably people that do this. This is the stuff like everybody in chat, many Hexicans know, and many are probably you're probably aware, but it's just like, this is going to get worse, especially with Pulse coming out, because you're going to have a lot of new eyeballs and perhaps new people in crypto getting involved with Pulse, and it's a whole green pastures for spammers. I mean, they're or scammers, excuse me. It's just open season, and we saw it with Hex. We see it with every other project, and they're gonna try to do it, with Pulse, no doubt.
It's crazy, dude. They've been going at it since RuneScape, hard.
And that when so I'm getting out of the military in the next month or so, and that's like another thing, right? Like, so I'm starting to line up some stuff that I want to do, and that's probably one thing I'm going to do. So I have my post 9/11 GI Bill, which pays for my education, and I probably won't even go to school. What I'm probably going to do is get some certifications, but I want to do stuff like cybersecurity and stuff strictly for just boosting up my own personal security and knowledge in the computer space and OPSEC and all that stuff. Like, I want to know more about it so I can combat the potential scammers in the future. So like that's just like one thing I'm going to be doing in my free time, in my spare time. It's just continuing to increase my knowledge in that realm for that very reason, because my digital assets that I own are very valuable to me. So it behooves me to sit there and increase my knowledge in that space.
It's the only thing I care about. My hacks.
Someone said the B word.
Yep.
The B word.
I make it a point to throw it every time in there now.
What is that word?
Behoove. It's like an inside joke at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, it just became a thing like a few weeks back, and I think I said it like a few times, and then I just said, "Oh, it's the secret word," and then chat just ran with it, and it just everybody used a sentence with behoove in it, and it was actually silly and funny at the same time. It was awesome. What's up, Crypto Panda?
My friend owns this company that makes these shields, and he does it. And I already ordered a Hex one.
Oh, that's
nice.
sick.
Dude, and I was hoping, I didn't know.
I might have to get that from you.
Dude, I will. It's like you could legit, if someone broke in your house, you could beat him to death with it. No, I swear to God. Like,
I see it.
This is
like a Captain America shield.
That's where my best friend was addicted to Captain America as a youngster. And this is his company now. He just makes shields with different logos on them. But he makes them like gun proof and like shit. Like there's different. Yeah. So I was like, I sent him the Pulse and the Hex thing, and I was like, should I do 2 or 1? Because he's an artist, so he's kind of like talking to him. He was like, you should do them both separate. And then I was like, I don't even want them. I just want to send them to Richard or someone. Like I just want to, like if he could they're so sick. Like he sent one to McGregor. Like McGregor's getting one in his locker room before the fight.
That's
like,
dope.
Yeah, it's crazy. He sent one to Lamar Jackson, and he was rocking it for a while. But one of the other, the T-share thing. Once you know about the T-shares, you're just fucked because all you want to get the better T-share price.
You want to get more. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so sticky. The game theory of Hex.
But
it's not sending out.
If they say in these passing that you can sell T-shares in the future. Many people have said that. And I heard that loud and fucking clear. Like boom, boom in my ears. I will stake all my shit for fucking 100 years if that's the case. You know what I mean? But I could probably bank on that in a way. Like technology is amazing. Like what can we not bank on that's realistic? Like selling T-shares out of everything they do doesn't sound crazy.
So there's one developer that is part owner in StakerApp Firebun that evidently has already written the code for it to be possible, and then there's also another developer called HexBay, which has been working on it too. It's just in audit. So the code has pretty much been done, and it's shown to be potentially possible in the future. So yeah.
Does that give you does that make you be more liberal with your stakes as an individual?
I was always just gonna I'll keep mine to the end because there's so much of value in just seeing your stake all the way to fruition. I would never sell any of my stakes,
especially those long ones.
Yep.
Yeah. Those are they're going to be insanely valuable in.
So if you're worried about selling it, like for your circumstance, like you probably really want to just work on continuing building a good ladder for you so you don't feel that need to be able to sell a stake or sell T-shares or sell, like for your mindset right now, it looks like you need a good ladder with certain rungs at certain points. Otherwise, it looks like you would just be too tempted to sell at certain, like Hex hits this, you're like, fuck, if I had the option to sell this stake or these T-shares for the stake, I would do it. So like for you, it's probably best to get a couple more rungs into your ladder so you don't feel that need to just like, I getting that itch, I have to sell it, you know, or I have
what's
to.
The minimum effective hexing amount? Like, if you're like what would you be willing to stake? What would you rather accumulate than be willing to? Let's say you started 0, you had no money, and you had a job, and you were making like $1,000. Would you accumulate like 100,000 hex before you staked, or would you just stake like 5,000 and just be like, you know what I mean?
Pulse kind of changes all that, really. I mean, now you can do those small stakes because the fees are going to be
a penny.
So cheap. So you can get probably as creative as you want. But yeah, like for ETH and not knowing the where the fees could go, probably 100,000. To at least cover everything.
Even that's just such a short-term problem because you're looking at it right now because we're potentially heading towards a bear market and there's very little transactions going on ETH right now. And like I'm ending almost 2 years stakes and it cost me like $15-20 for 2 years. Like that's not bad at all. And that's not even Ethereum fixing the issue. That's just people, like, we're in a bear cycle, and guess what? We'll have many more bear cycles where I can end my stakes. Like it's really not, it's nothing compared to what the price appreciation and the hex you've accrued. Like now you can end stake on Ethereum just fine. PulseChain will be magnitudes cheaper. So like, I mean, either way, you're gonna be good in the future. I don't foresee it being an issue.
Yeah, I'm super excited just for all, like, I'm just excited to be here and like paying attention and having something to focus on. A lot of times people don't realize that having something to focus on that you genuinely like, even if it is like, I never thought I'd like this stuff, but but it's genuinely like people from a good place. Like, I never thought that I would find any sort of community at all. Like, I wasn't looking for that. I was just like, oh, I don't want to miss out on technology and like not invest if I could. And then I found all these people that are like-minded. I've learned shit about other stuff. I'm picking people's brains like freaking mad. Like, I'm just like the mad. I'm on Pulse Lord's chat, like just ripping, like just give me some fucking answers. You know what I mean? And he loves it, and they all love it. And should find a sugar mama. So I got plenty of sugar mamas. No, just kidding. I stick with the 19 to 21-year-old crowd for the ladies.
You better protect those bags then.
Well, good thing most women don't know anything about crypto.
Yeah, exactly. When they're 25, they're like, "Wait, you invest?" Like,
except for some of our hex ladies, there's not too many out there that know.
She'll find those old tweets though.
Soon to be, we're making this mainstream. All the freaking biddies are gonna be like, "Who's got hex in the city?"
Yep. This community is just unique though. Like, this doesn't exist not only in the crypto space, but very few places in the real world too. I've never seen a community of people like this get together that are so intelligent, so willing to help each other, bring every little skill you can think about to the table. Like, I've just never seen anything like this. So that alone is the X factor for Hex. It's just completely unique. The community, I've never seen anything like it.
Yep. I didn't sign up for it, and I did not sign up for the community, and because I didn't know it would turn into this, and it's turned out to be one of the biggest drivers of the success of Hex, and I do think that's going to, have its effects on Pulse too. The great minds, and especially, in these other chats, as Motley said earlier, the engagement is from Hexkins mostly. So these other streamers, these big streamers, have Richard on, and it's all Hexkins in the chat. And as long as we keep showing up, which we're not going to stop, we keep growing. And we keep growing, and it's just going to get more and more prevalent throughout the crypto space. And that's organic. That's the best kind of growth, and it's just awesome. This community rocks.
Modern life dating almost got me.
Oh boy!
I don't want to call him out, but back in the day, he was like scamming. I was like, dude. And then he put it, but you can't blame him. He's just like, whatever. There's
a lot of Hexicans that have a lot of hatred for that man. That's for sure.
Hey, he got me to this point, guys. He got me to this point. Guess what?
Yeah.
He also cost you a crazy opportunity in the beginning because of the scam narrative.
Well, I wasn't ready yet anyway. He could have said it was the best thing on ice. I just wasn't there yet. I just was so young.
Maybe if he wasn't there and it was just dollar cost Wasabi talking it up, maybe you would have invested.
True. I didn't even listen to them at the time because I didn't know them. They could have even said it. They could have said it. I didn't know them. I was like, oh, these guys are just crypto guys, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to be here. If you're smart and resourceful, you will get back to this point. If you have a brain and internet connection, you will get to this point because it is the right thing to do if you want to make sense out of life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like opinion either. Like, everyone that talks shit about Hex wants to act like there's opinions involved. It's like a finished product. Like he says every time, right? Like, what's the opinion about? Like, just look at the numbers. It's going by itself, buddy. Like, it's churning. Like the numbers
there is no human component. It's just code. And it's far superior because the human component's where crypto fails every time. So when you completely remove that and you lock it, there's no admin keys, there's no anything. It's just you rely on just math and numbers. Like, that's it. You can't fail. And that's like why even when we're forking, like you can't do anything. Hex is going to exist on Ethereum. So now we have two versions of Hex. We're gonna have Ethereum Hex, and we'll have Hex, and then we'll have P Hex.
Yeah.
Is there anything bad that could happen from being listed on Coinbase?
Your audio got a little quiet.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Is there anything bad that could happen from being listed on Coinbase? Because obviously the bullshit about things getting listed on Coinbase is blowing up.
I think your battery's dying for your wireless. But we heard enough of that question.
Yeah, anything that could be bad listed on Coinbase. I mean, easier to sell.
There is a humorous element to the Coinbase effect where, like, right after a coin gets listed, it just immediately dumps. But other than that, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think Randy Hilarski, who's always been against Coinbase, his argument is that more eyes from perhaps governments or whoever could be opened, and it could gain more scrutiny. The more and more things that come on Coinbase. What's funny is like Hex would be probably the most valid asset on that platform compared to all this crap that has just been dying in front of our eyes and getting people wrecked. So, that's the crap that they should go after, not Hex, but who the heck knows? It's another one of those what if kind of things too.
Thanks for letting me on, guys.
Heck yeah, man.
Sure, man. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, we put your Twitter handle in the chat there. No, that's cool, man. I mean, anybody out there who in chat or whoever that wants to come on and ask these questions.
I'd love to, because these questions are legit. Like, you can't find like I can look at so many Hodl Dog videos, but like he's not answering the direct question I have. But his are planned out and they're very well done and produced. Oh, dude, Hodl Dog. On the nobody gets the T-share across like Hodl Dog. Nobody gets the T-share across like Hodl Dog. Like,
this is why it's good you come on stream, because you can literally get your own personal questions answered.
It's amazing, and I feel like I know like digital friendship is new to me. Like I don't
everyone
right. Like this is obviously like. This is like the last year people have just been becoming friends on fucking line, which is just bizarre as fuck. But like. I just appreciate you guys being here and like sharing your knowledge. Like I'm 27. I'm excited. I need people to answer my questions. I need people to talk to, not even answer my questions. I just want smart people to talk to. Like I just literally want smart people talking around me. You know what I mean? That's what I like in life. I just like to sit back, listen, and learn from everyone else's mistakes. And, everyone's made them. I've made them in different fields, you know what I mean? And I can express those, but this field, I really haven't made any mistakes. I mean, staking shit, but like I've been Ethereum, Polkadot, Celsius, and I basically switched 80% of my portfolio to fucking Hex at this point. And it's been working great. And I feel confident in everything that's going on. And after watching all of Richard's previous videos from his younger, earlier streams, I was like, I'm done. I'm sold. It's over. Like, I'm all about wellness. Obviously, I like lifting and stuff, and I like other parts of wellness as well. And I was addicted to drugs for a long time, and I was sober for a really long time as a youngster. Like I was like a troubled youth kind of.
You sound like a potentially great guest for XO Joe's show.
I think I saw his show for the first time. Was that the one who just came? He came on like a couple days ago.
Yeah, with RG3. Yeah, it was great. Yeah. So shout out to XO Joe. He's in chat and he's one of the moderators here. But yeah, I missed his shows. I enjoy learning about our Hexagon community individually. Like you get a full story, and it's not just a couple questions here and there around a big group of live stream. It's like a one-on-one and. Yeah, it's really cool.
Tell your whole life story.
If you're into that sort of thing, I mean, if we're hanging around each other
in front of everyone, man.
Yeah, if we're hanging around each other for 15 years, I want to know who's investing with me.
Yeah, some of these guys have been through hell and back. Everyone's been through hell and back in their own way. Whether that's financial or. And dude, he got bare ass naked in front of everyone. That was no bullshit what he was saying to everyone, Like that was hardcore shit to say. For sure. Like that's not easy to say. Like, and he was just like, he got to a point where he told everyone that was powerful. I think I commented on that. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. I hope to talk to you guys in the future. It's just I'm gonna keep buying dips over here until the ETH runs away.
Hell yeah. It's the way to do it.
Thanks for coming on, man.
And said steak long and fat.
Yeah. XO Joe gave you a shout. Says DM him if you want about talking to him.
Joe. Oh, XO Joe, what's up? All right, I will.
Yep.
All right, guys, have a wonderful night.
All right, bro. Talk to you later.
Take care, man.
Peace.
I don't even know how to leave.
Watch.
There you go. Did you kick him?
So, yeah, I think we'll wrap it up here. We're kind of, we are pretty much at our highest for viewership. So for those of you who missed the opening of the show, I just did a quick promo. I think there's a very good, 95% chance I'll be doing a stream at 5 p.m. Eastern time, happy hour time on Wednesday. It's not going to be a happy hour. It's going to be with hedge fund contact, like a real life, an investor. Like we can actually get him on and learn what kind of questions he has. And I think it'd be of great benefit to the community to see how a smart experienced Wall Street mind works on that. So Wednesday, 5 p.m. That's when I'm looking to do it. I don't have a stream link up, but I'll tweet the crap out of it, I'm sure. And we'll get a small panel of Hexicans on and chat him up for about an hour. He's offered to give us an hour, so that's awesome. I can't wait for that. So
cool.
Plug.
That's gonna be a fun one.
Plug made. So yeah, I guess we can wrap it up here. We're going on 2 hours already. Wow, time flies.
Yeah.
Before that, we're actually getting a nice happy hour pump.
Oh yeah, I heard earlier on someone said there was a massive buy. Like I think we jumped up to like 8.4 cents or something.
Yeah, we're sitting at 8.4 cents.
That's a really good pump.
Yeah, just thought I'd throw that up there.
Nice.
And I throw your chart up there. Look at that. Nice little thing. Now, if we can get a green, look, man, that's just a nice, tight little. Anyway,
easy.
Can't wait for Pulse. Yeah,
I need some idiot to sell a shit ton again. I'd like to catch one more dip before we take off, please.
Motley's got like
another dip
limit orders hanging down there.
I keep DCAing that house money in, so I'm eating up all those dips.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, before we go, Motley, there is a big ass fight tomorrow night, and I cannot wait for it. It's the rematch, the final encounter, probably round 3. Connor and Poirier.
What do you think on the main card? What's your take on the main card? Because that's a tough one. That is so fucking close to call. That's a really hard fight to call. What do you think?
I'm gonna go with Connor.
Why?
Because I think his style just, more than me, his style just seemed different last fight, and I don't think he's going to do the same thing. I think and I also think he was like out taking his picture on yachts and shit, and his head wasn't in it. I think he's taking this one seriously, and he's a badass. And I don't know, maybe he'll go the Ronda Rousey route and drop this one and fade into obscurity. I don't know. But.
So it's tough, right? Because man, the second fight he was not the same. I think he came out and said he was already training for Pacquiao, so like obviously he's more focused on boxing, and that stance is completely different than MMA. So it hasn't been that long since that fight. So one, you got to worry about a fighter that was actually knocked out that hardcore like that, because sometimes that chin just goes after a knockout like that. And Connor hasn't ever been knocked out like that. So sometimes after a severe knockout like that and coming back so soon, that can be very bad for your chin. So that
happened to Rousey too, right?
Yep. So she also took a shin to the face. So like it's hard to.
Yeah, but I'm saying like she was nothing after that.
Hers was a little different because she was ahead of her time, kind of thing. I think what made Connor great is very talented fighter, but he was like the Muhammad Ali of MMA. Like he brought the mental tactics to it and really just got people to not fight their game, and then add the skill and everything else. So it was just kind of a magic thing that he pulled off. But so the knockout's a big factor to take into consideration. The person that needs to change the most for this fight is Connor. Can he avoid the leg kicks? Can he finish it soon? He's one of the quickest starters, so the first round or two is going to probably go in Connor's favor. After that, Dustin's a goddamn warrior, and he's gonna wear down Connor. Connor's shown that time and time again. He gives up hard, and he runs out of stamina those last couple rounds. And then I guess the final factor for me, because I was just kind of on the fence. I was watching the weigh-ins and the press conference, and Connor's trying to go back to his old like talking shit kind of thing, and it's so forced. Like I was watching it, and it just felt really forced. He wasn't as fluid with it. He didn't mean it anymore, And you could tell like Poirier is just in a whole nother mindset, like not even phased. The dude's there to murder him. I'm gonna go Poirier on that one. I think he takes the trilogy. I think Conor is just. I don't think he's the same. I don't think he's the same man anymore. Poirier doesn't see him as the same man. He sees him as being beatable now. And Conor's got to make the most changes. He's coming in the most susceptible after that severe knockout. I think due to all those factors, I think I have to give Poirier the advantage on that one. Just slightly.
Okay, so follow up. If that does happen and Poirier does do it, is that pretty much the end of McGregor as a top tier? I mean, money draw, yeah.
I mean, the thing with him which is completely unique to any fighter, he makes the UFC so much goddamn money, he could still pretty much fight whoever he wants.
Yeah.
That'll take place for another couple of fights, and then if he still continues to lose, then he's done. But like at the end of the day, Conor can lose another 2 or 3, and he just makes the UFC so much money, and that's what they're here for. At the end of the day, he could pretty much pick and choose who he wants to fight, and the people he picks and choose will want to fight him before that payday. So he's got a couple more before he's completely finished if he continues to lose.
Chat has spoken. Who you got, Vince?
Oh man, I don't know enough to have an opinion on this. So
Well, pick one.
I'll just go with your.
I
pick.
think we'd all watch the Richard versus Cryptos RS as well.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that guy's so obnoxious.
Yeah, that would be over quick, mentally and physically, I imagine.
Yeah.
One round.
Yeah, that's the day 43. That's the name I was searching for, Nate Diaz. But it was was still a draw and for a while, and then he just went off the name, right?
Yeah, he's still a draw. Still make a shit ton of money off Nate Diaz.
Yep.
He just fought what the fuck was his face? And this guy's problem too, because he's like on an 8-win tear streak, and you can't remember him because it's just like, I don't know. Fuck, what's his name?
He's not a Diaz or a Poirier or McGregor.
I can't think of his name, but yeah. He was killed. He was crushing Diaz until the end, and then Diaz caught him and almost finished him right in like the 5th round with like 30 seconds. And Diaz probably could have done it, but instead, in typical Diaz fashion, he starts pointing at him and talking shit instead of just running in there to finish him. Like, come on, Diaz, like you have it, go. And he's just like, "Now I want to talk shit first."
Yep.
Yeah, but that's
Diaz.
That's why people like to watch him.
Any other in the main card strike you before we go?
Yeah, the co-main event is
Burns and Thompson.
Yeah, just as exciting, if not going to be more exciting than the main event.
Yeah.
Thompson, he's getting up there in age now. He's like 38, but he's still one of the best strikers in the world, and the guy's super talented, super humble. But Gilbert Burns is just an absolute monster right now. He lost to Usman. He almost beat Usman. He stunned him right out of the gate with a nice overhand. But the guy's got probably the best jiu-jitsu, maybe besides Oliveira. Those two have the best jiu-jitsu in the game. He's world class. He's like a 3-time world champion when it comes to jiu-jitsu. So if he gets Steve Thompson on the ground, it could be a wrap real quick. And on top of that, his striking has gone phenomenal, and it's really just the fact that someone as talented at that level in like jiu-jitsu, he's able, if he applies himself, he's able to just increase the skills in that area. And so like his striking's come an amazing way. His ground game is top level, so I'd probably give it to Gilbert Burns on that one. But Stephen Thompson, if he can put anyone out with his strikes, so but I think Gilbert Burns takes it submission probably.
All right, chat, you heard it. And Motley's record is pretty darn impressive when he talks these fights. So Poirier and Burns for you bettors out there. Not betting advice, but I'm just saying Motley has called a lot of these things on this show
Leon
pretty
Edwards.
accurately.
Thank you, Day 43. Leon Edwards is his name. Yeah, he just doesn't get the shine. He's like on 8 or 9 win streak.
Is he like third ranked or something?
Yeah,
like
probably.
Behind Usman
he's just not a draw. He's not a no name. And Nate Diaz was kind of like was his way to kind of step up and get in the limelight. And then he was doing a good job. And then Nate Diaz almost finished him. And at the end of the fight, anyone could talk about was just Nate Diaz almost finishing him at the last like 30 seconds. So again, he didn't get his shine. So like the poor dude's just cursed. He's probably gonna get double digits before he gets a shot at the title.
What you got planned, Freddie? I'll have the fight. Maybe Motley will come over here.
Yeah, so Saturday, Freddie's got a crab boil. So yeah,
right.
if you get the fight, I might have to come out. I forgot. There's one thing I'm doing in the morning, Freddie, and then I don't know what I'm doing after that. So yeah, you get the fight. We'll talk. We'll talk.
I think he could make that happen. So yeah. Crab boil.
Crab boil.
All right, gents. Well, we shall wrap it up this week. Oh, yep. He's good. He's good to go.
God damn it. All right. Maybe I'll see you Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, front row on the couch, brother. There you go.
All right, Freddie. I'm coming to the crab boil.
I shilled myself for Wednesday at
That's gonna
5
be a good
p.m.
stream.
Eastern. It's only going to be an hour, so I'm going to try to have it as tight as possible to cover everything and keep it open for the guest. So yeah, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that stuff that will let you know, but we'll also push it everywhere on Twitter and whatnot.
Do you have a confirmed guest to come on yet, or what's your lineup look? I don't know if you want to disclose that yet, but do you have some confirmed guests for that time?
I can say that Wales Only will be one of the
That's a good one.
panelists.
Yep.
And I guess I'll put two out there. We're working in negotiations with
negotiations.
Talks.
Some people who may or may not be in this room, but
well, some of us are still attached to the government, so I'll see what I can do. But
I will put another one out there. Big Pep is in. So
good.
Yeah.
Those two alone will do a very good job. So
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll be good stream to watch for sure.
Yeah. So there's that. Where can we find you, Motley Investor?
Motley Investor, YouTube, Twitter, Telegram.
Crypto Vince.
Nice. That's CryptoVince369 on Twitter, Telegram. And check out the Hex Asian show. Sunday, Mondays, 6 a.m. PST.
Oh yeah, Crypto Nights show Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern. But probably if you watch the last show, probably gonna change it because it just doesn't work good for Crypto Coffee's social hour. He's too wasted at that time, so he thought it was.
That's a good thing.
He thought it was Friday, so so we may be in the works of moving, but as of now, Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern. But we might be trying to find a more conducive time for everyone as well. So we'll see.
I think I was in. Did you stream last night? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It was.
What was the big reveal? Because I was traveling.
The big reveal was a really amazing intro that Markable Thoughts.
Oh
made
yeah,
for the
he said he was working on that.
Made an amazing intro. Did Satoshi? He made like the Photoshop of all the nights, so that's in the intro. And then Access Live. I worked with him with the graphic design for a logo for us, and all that came together for our intro. So we revealed that like 6 times last night.
Nice.
Yeah, and so we had all of them that had a part to play on making all of it. So we had Satoshi did his first stream, which was awesome. Access Live, Markable, and then Wales Only was on as well. So it's just a fun, good hangout stream, and we talked about everything under the sun. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on my channel.
I will do that because I want to see that intro 6 times. So.
Yeah, it was good. It's a good time.
What's up, Marion? Yeah, that was dope. Great work by Markable.
Very
Not
talented.
surprised. Yeah,
Yep.
he's just well presented in his craft and beard.
I still think he's lying that he's 23. That damn like Viking blood makes him like look like he's like 35, and battle hardened.
Been through a few wars here and there.
Yeah.
Wales is saying DCC was there too. So yeah.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
Well, all the nights were there.
couldn't leave DCC out. So
Yeah.
Yep.
all right. Well, we will wrap it for the day. I am gonna just pass out because I've been traveling all day. But thank you everybody in chat for showing up. You guys are awesome. Keep this show just so lively. I love all the comments and questions that you have and feedback on the guests and our panelists. And thank you, Motley. Thank you, Vince. Of course, Kurk showed up. We have had a lot of late viewers. He did a Puerto Rico Ritz
Golf cart tour.
tour, so be sure to check that out.
When you're
And,
super rich, you know, they just have like a smelling room and
it's ridiculous.
That was
absolutely
funny.
beautiful where he was. So be sure to check that out.
Segway guy to come range your chairs for you.
Fetch your fetch your chairs. Yeah.
Oh man,
Chair fetcher. Beautiful. All right. Well, we will wrap it up. Thank you. Wednesday, 5 p.m. 95%. It's on, and I will publish everything, push it out, and you will surely know it. So we'll see you then.
Cool.